Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's Andy, and of course, if you're seeing me on a Saturday morning, that means it's Cafe BTW, a gaming morning podcast. Welcome to the 105th episode. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. The 105th episode of Cafe BTW, a gaming morning podcast. It's been a hell of a ride. And just want to caveat that, I'm not here every Saturday. It's been working out to be about bi-weekly now every month. And we are going to be having a guest. I had a guest planned today, but they couldn't make it. And I'm not going to call out their name. So I decided to switch it up. And you'll see in the title today, and hello to everyone on VOD as well. I appreciate you. Or anyone that's here for the live, I appreciate you. Today we are diving into an interesting topic that I don't think a lot of people really focus on, and doing a lot of research on it. There's not a lot of videos and history around it, but we're focusing on the famous acronym in the gaming world, NPC, or non-playable character. And we're going to dive into it today. Obviously, it's not so much a history lesson on NPCs and how they all started, but more about my experience with NPCs, how NPCs help shape games, and how important they are. But before we get into all that, I want to do some things like I do all the time. I say I got to get my dirty laundry in the hamper. And that means just talking about some important things. And always, just so people know, at the top of the show, we always talk about a couple of general topics that are relative to modern gaming and what's happening out there. And I have a couple today, especially one that's really interesting that I would like to talk about. But to get started, want to mention that we have the retro gaming community on Twitter. We are now at 2,187 members. And I do want to mention that we have a giveaway that's going to be launching, or we're going to be picking a winner on October. We're not there yet. April 24th, we're giving away the original Animal Crossing for the GameCube. And all you have to do is go to my Twitter and check out the pinned tweet, join the retro community, and then simply in the comments at the pinned tweet in the community, write what's your favorite GameCube game of all time, and we will select a winner. As you can see, a lot of people have already shared their favorite GameCube games of all time. Hey, Bo-Katow. And basically, we do these monthly giveaways, and honestly, a lot of times they're my gift back to the community. These are games that are in my collection that I either have duplicates of or I just want to give away. So this week, thought it'd be interesting to give away Animal Crossing, the original Animal Crossing for GameCube. So if you are not part of the retro gaming community, please check it out. It's really a safe place to share your love of retro gaming, and you can see all the awesome people that share pickups and tell stories and share memes. We keep it really curated. We make sure there's no spamming, and it's very clean and a safe place for you retro gamers. And you might be on Twitter and not even talk about retro gaming in your main feed, but you could come into the retro gaming Twitter and feel comfortable and say, I can share retro game stuff here and not have to, bombard my content that I do on my normal stream. So something to consider. Also, a lot of people don't know this, but I have a YouTube. What's really funny about Cafe BTW is we did the show for about a year and a half before I decided to start uploading VODs to YouTube. So you could check out, there's past episodes right at the top. There's a playlist called Cafe BTW, a morning gaming podcast. If Jenzo's here, oh wait, I see the Nightbot actually shared the YouTube link. Check it out. I also share a lot of shorts and fun videos as well, but primarily a place for you wonderful people in the VOD world that support the show after the live. Really appreciate it, because that's the whole point of Cafe BTW. It's not just about being here for the live. If you happen to catch the live, then you could join the conversation with us. But if you don't, really appreciate you watching it on VOD as well. Genzo says, good bot. Yeah, it's a very good bot. Our Nightbot is really a good bot. Let's talk about some few modern topics, a few important things to talk about. I told you last time I was on the show, I was literally heading to go see the Super Mario Brothers movie. Obviously, this weird juxtaposition between the critics versus the viewers. Obviously, I thought it was a love letter to anyone that played Nintendo, whether you played Nintendo in the 80s, 90s, the 2000s up to the Switch. Mario has always been a significant part of our lives in the gaming industry, probably more recognizable than Jesus at this point, but still not understand why the critics gave it so many low reviews. But if you haven't seen this movie and you love video games, there's no reason why this movie isn't good. I heard, I was listening to a bunch of podcasts and they were trying to go like really deep into like the problems of it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think there's really much of a problem with any of this cartoon. And yeah, people said, oh, there's lack of story and stuff like that. But I thought it was really cool that Peach was not the main storyline here. Instead, it was Luigi getting kidnapped. If people didn't get enough Luigi, there's no doubt they're going to be making another Super Mario Bros. Movie. And I'm sure they might even make a Luigi's Mansion movie. So, giving Peach more of this like really powerful, strong, female presence and really showing how badass Peach is, I thought that was really cool. Its first report says, yeah, it's fun. What can you expect from that storyline? Yeah. I mean, what are people looking for? Are people looking for like really deep Last of Us type storylines with Mario? I mean, it was a nonstop love letter, and Jack Black was my favorite part. I mean, they could not have casted a better voice. And then as far as Chris Pratt, everyone was like hating on him being the voice, but after 10 minutes, you forget it's even Chris Pratt doing the voice. And that says a lot. That says it's good. There's nothing wrong with his voice. He's perfect. So I think everyone should chill out. And then Charles Martinet, the original voice of Mario, Mario since 64 Mario, he did this like cameo of Jumpman in the restaurant, and he also did the voice of Mario's dad, which I thought was cool too. So if you haven't seen this movie, go see it or wait for it to come out on streaming and watch it when it comes out. Don't listen to the critics. Don't get involved in this like juxtaposition of all the things it didn't have. It was fine. Everything was good. Totally was great. And not only that, Nintendo co-produced the damn thing. It wasn't like Illumination ran off with the IP. Nintendo had to approve and make sure that things made sense. So Daniel says, my daughter has the Peaches song on 24/7. Yes. And there's rumors that the Peaches song could be nominated for an Emmy and an Oscar. And I would love to see Jack Black perform it live at like award shows and stuff. So hopefully we get there. So one quick note. This came up, which is really interesting. Sega acquired the Angry Birds maker Rovio, which is a mobile company that hasn't done much aside from Angry Birds, but I thought it was worth mentioning just because, I love Sega. I appreciate Sega. So it's always good to see them acquiring and growing. Now, what are they going to do with the Angry Birds franchise? I think they're going to reskin a lot of the mobile Angry Birds stuff and kind of bring in Sonic IP stuff, like taking what they've done in mobile Rovio and molding it into the Sega brand and using their IPs to make better mobile games for Sega. Not a big deal to me, but whatever, worth mentioning. But one of the really interesting things that's happened in the news lately is U.S. Congress members are accusing Sony of anti-competitive tactics against Xbox in Japan. Now, what's even interesting is that there is a North Dakotan senator named Kevin Kramer who has sent a letter to Sony's CEO saying that there's a lot of anti-competitive behavior going on with Sony in the gaming industry. And I'm going to give you like the highlights of what this means. Now, don't forget, Microsoft just got approved for their huge acquisition of Activision, and there was a lot of speculation. Sony was going against it, trying to fight it, so they, and all this stuff. But what's happened, because Sony was putting so much effort into debunking this big acquisition of Microsoft, the government's like, wait a minute, Sony, you guys have been doing some weird stuff too. And what I mean by that is Sony has done a lot of shady things in the console market as it goes to exclusive releases, meaning what are they paying developers and publishers to get exclusive rights to releases like Destiny and like a bunch of games that will eventually be across platforms, but they're kind of like jailing them and saying, we're going to pay this developer X amount of money to keep this game on our console for 6 months. And that's where the government's like, wait a minute, Sony, want to see that paperwork. But let me give you the gist of it. So the U.S. Senator Kevin Cramer sent a letter to Sony Corporation regarding its anti-competitive behavior acquisition agreements. Sony has dominated the console market for over 20 years at this point. Senator Cramer is concerned that Sony's efforts to protect its gaming console business from the competition is imperiled to the economic development opportunities for North Dakota. North Dakota has established economic opportunities for students to engage with the gaming industry and lead the nation in computer science and cybersecurity. Preparing students for careers in gaming is an important component of North Dakota. You know what? I'm going to give North Dakota credit there. 14 North Dakota high schools and several universities participated in esports events and have gaming programs since 2019. So let me read you what he wrote here. So he wrote this directly to the CEO. Says, I write to express concern about Sony's efforts to protect its gaming console business from competition. For more than 20 years, Sony has utterly dominated the console market, as that market has been defined by federal trade commissions. I'm concerned that Sony's dominance of that market and its efforts to perpetuate its current position imperils an important economic development. So basically, this is just fascinating, and I'm going to give a lot of credit to Jeff Gersman, who's one of my favorite podcasters out there. First of all, if you're looking for someone that doesn't give an F, doesn't care what people think, his new show, the Jeff Gersman Show, every Tuesday on Twitch and across audio, Jeff is amazing. The guy can speak for 3 hours and be engaging, but he made a very good point, as I mentioned. The point is that Sony has made these contracts for exclusive releases on their consoles for the last bunch of years. I know Xbox does it a little bit, but there's something there that now the government's saying, you're complaining about Xbox acquiring Activision. What about all the shady things Sony's been doing for the last few years? So I really like that this North Dakotan senator is going after Sony. I don't know if his argument about North Dakota being a gaming-centric state makes sense, but I like the fact that he's interested in seeing where are the proof behind. So what is Sony paying these exclusive rights on their consoles? There's argument there that it could be wrong. And Phantom Cat Punch, how are you doing, sir? Welcome to the podcast. Good to see you. Always great to have you. So this is just a fascinating development, and I think you could check it out. It's all over the news. U.S. Senator asked Sony to reveal PlayStation game exclusive deals. And it's true. It's like, how much is Sony paying people? And here's a funny story. So Sony bought Bungie, right? Sony acquired Bungie recently, or a year and a half ago or something like that. But Bungie started as a Microsoft company, and then they said, we want to be our own company. So then they left Microsoft, gave them the Halo IP, started Destiny, made a huge deal with Activision, and then Bungie's like, you know what? We don't want to be around Activision anymore. And they split from Activision, became their own publisher, but then Sony bought them. So there's been this, that's just a weird turn of events for Bungie, now. And don't forget that Destiny had lots of exclusivity on the PlayStation. Like, there were things that weren't available on Xbox Destiny platforms, but you could get a weapon that wasn't available on an Xbox on a Sony. So that's, thinking back to that, it's kind of shady in a lot of ways, and it's just really interesting to see where this world is going. But that said, let's get into the topic today. Really fun one for me. We're talking about kind of the evolution history, or kind of just my particular experience. So we're going to use my experience to kind of walk through how important NPCs are. So what does NPC even mean? Let's read an actual definition of an NPC. So an NPC means a non-playable character. It's slang and used by millennials to denote people who act as they are being told by someone to act in a specific manner. And we'll get into that. That's become kind of like a meme now. But an NPC, I thought I had like a whole bunch of stuff here. Maybe not. But NPCs are literally any character in a video game that is non-playable. So could bad guys be NPCs in a sense? Absolutely. Could, bosses be NPCs? Absolutely. Every character in any video game that is not playable is an NPC. So that is the definition. So if you can't be that character, then they are NPCs. But when you are a character, so technically every character that's not you in a video game is an NPC, right? And I feel like doing all the research on this stuff has been really interesting because there's not a lot of videos on YouTube like the history of NPCs and let's look at NPCs and where they started. Like honestly, doing all my research, I don't see a lot of people talking about like how important NPCs are. There's articles all over the place and things like that, but I find it really, really fascinating that there's not a lot of kind of like delving into it. And yes, we'll get into Free Guy, which is a great example of a movie that really tackles being an NPC. But really, that's a movie. I want to focus on the games themselves. So a very early example of an NPC are, as you see here in Space Invaders, right? You have these aliens, you're killing them. They're characters that are non-playable. Also, Pac-Man, the ghosts in Pac-Man are considered NPCs too, because you can't play them. You can't be them. So it's an easy, where this like little ship here, that's you. And that is not an NPC because that is you. So it's such an easy definition, and Space Invaders is a very good early example of the first times we've seen them. Now let's start. Now I'm going to be pulling up a lot of different examples based on my journey. But in chat, if you have your thoughts or ideas of like what NPCs really motivated you, please be honest and share them, and maybe we'll pull them up in chat. But I pulled up a bunch of people. So we're going to use examples of characters in video games, and I'm going to walk through a few just to give you even a more detailed deep dive into like how NPCs are interacting in certain games. So HK-47 in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, he is a fictional character in the video game, and he is a protocol droid that has been retrofitted for combat purposes and is known for his violent tendencies and deadpan humor. HK-47 is highly proficient in using a variety of weapons and has a penchant for calling organic beings meatbags. He is a popular character among fans of the game and has a unique personality and memorable quotes such as many has been a very important NPC in the journey of video games. So I'm not sure anyone remembers this gentleman, but I'm going to pull up one that is very popular currently, and that's Tom Nook. A lot of people don't like Tom Nook because, you owe him money. He's kind of like your land shark. He's kind of like your mob. And Oddworld, wow, good one, Daniel. So Tom Nook is a fictional character in the wonderful game of Animal Crossing series. He is a species of Japanese raccoon dog and serves as the player's landlord and mortgage lender. Tom is known for his business savvy and often takes on the role of capitalistic landlords, but is also known to be friendly, helpful towards the player. He's become a popular icon in gaming and definitely a very good example of what an NPC is. Daniel says Oddworld's Abe's Exodus was my favorite NPC. And we'll get into that. I think I pulled up something with him. I might not have, but we'll pull him up if not. Moving right along for other examples. This is Philip, the Bloody Baron from The Witcher. So Philip is a major character in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. He's a ruthless and violent man who's a ruler and is feared by many in the game's world. His troubled past and strained relationships with his family are explored throughout the game's main storyline. The player must navigate their interactions with the Baron as they work to uncover important information about the game's main plot. Despite his violent tendencies, the Baron is a complex character with layers of depth and nuances. Really iconic NPC as well. And this is a great example of a game that utilizes the interactions of NPCs, like your typical open world adventure game deals with NPCs in order to shape and tell the story. So this is a great example of a character that is an NPC. Now, NPCs don't have to be human. They could be dogs. One of my favorite NPCs of all time is Dog Meat. If you've never seen Dogmeat, he's in the Fallout franchise. Dogmeat is a character in the Fallout video game franchise. He's a dog companion that can assist the player by fetching items, attacking enemies. Dogmeat is beloved. I'm sure people in real life have called their dogs Dogmeat. He's appeared in various installments of the game, and he's known for his loyalty, bravery, and useful combat. I love this dog. I mean, and I thought when Fallout added Dogmeat as a companion, perfect example of a non-playable character that is utilized to help you, not only protect you, help you with clues, help you find things in games. So really, really one of my favorite NPCs ever is definitely Dogmeat. So I can't talk about NPCs without mentioning my love of Dogmeat. All right, moving right along. One of probably the most famous NPCs of all time, especially in the console world, is the one and only Cortana, who also was named after the. Remember when Xbox One came out and they said that Cortana, they called it Cortana. It was like a Siri inside. I don't even know if that's still around. But let's talk about Cortana. She is very important. So Cortana is a highly advanced artificial intelligence character in Halo video game franchises. Originally created to aid in the management of futuristic spaceships, and Cortana has become a crucial ally to the game's protagonist, Master Chief. She's depicted as having a highly advanced intelligence and is capable of managing complex tasks such as hacking into enemy systems, ciphering ancient alien technology. Cortana is also known for her quick wit, sarcastic humor, occasional moments of vulnerability, making her a beloved, iconic example of an NPC in a video game. And she's definitely super important. She's definitely a part of, if there was like a Mount Rushmore of NPCs, you probably want to see Cortana there. Really, really important character, especially in the Halo franchise. Now, now we're going to get into a little bit of my experience and games that really brought out the NPCs and made me feel like they were really important. And Half-Life 1 and 2 are really good examples of how NPCs are these like living beings within games fragments and like architecture that are doing little simple things but are so important to the bigger picture. And I have an example of that. So in the opening sequence of the original Half-Life game, you're on this kind of tram, right? And you're kind of heading to an area. And there's one little particular moment in this game that will give you an example of how NPCs are doing just like a little piece, a little nuance, but that little nuance just means that much more. So as you pull up to the station, a soldier is gonna let me move up here. A soldier is gonna open the door for you. So let me see if I can play the audio on this. 1 second. So just pay attention to the nuance of this.
The automated door and wait for the security officer to verify your identity. Before exiting the train, be sure to check your area for personal belongings. Thank you, and have a very safe and
Morning, Mr.
productive
Freeman.
day.
Looks like you're running late.
So why is that guy opening the door so important? Because that's how cool and important the little nuances of an NPC character is, and I took this as an example because you're sitting in your tram and you're waiting, because in real life, when you're like on a metro or you're going on a ride at Disneyland, you have to wait for the human to open the doors for you. This case on a metro, they press a button, they open the automatic doors. But the guy just walking up and saying, "Hello, Mr. Freeman, let me get this open for you." And, he walks you over to the next door. I know you guys think like, why is that so cool, Andy? Well, I'm trying to explain. It's those fine little details and nuances that NPCs do for you that help you in the storytelling. And Half-Life is such a fun, such a great use of NPCs, makes you feel like you're in this living, breathing world. Like when you run into the scientists, if I could find that, let me see if I can find that. Like just seeing these characters living their lives in the game, unbeknownst to you. Phantom Cat Punch says a lot of open world games definitely heavily rely on NPCs for world building. It also helps with the immersion when the player can interact with what comes off of as being within that world. Yeah, a great point. And I just love Half-Life because there's all these people that you're walking past and you're like, what is their lives like? Like, and that's a good, Daniel brought up Free Guy, which gives you that kind of story angle. Like, what is the NPC's everyday life? But look at all these characters that you're passing. These developers put these characters in there, even though you might walk past them once, makes you feel like you're part of this world. Without the NPCs, this game would not be as great as it was in Half-Life 1 and 2, Half-Life Alyx, and Valve games in general like this. Just such a great use of NPCs. Okay, moving on to another game that and type of game series. So obviously, in a point-and-click adventure game, it's very adventure-heavy. You have to interact with NPCs all the time. So Secret of Monkey Island, I always take the grub scene here or the beer scene because you have to kind of learn and follow characters and NPCs throughout the game in order to advance in the story. If you're not paying attention to an NPC telling you something, you might miss an important aspect of a hint that you need in order to progress the story. So I have to talk about point and click adventure games as a really crucial part to the whole architecture of how important NPCs are. Phantom Cat Punch mentioned in open world games, how crucial they are. But don't forget, in point and click adventure games, they are all over the place. They are everywhere, everywhere you could find, like this dude telling you that, fighting this guy. These are all NPCs. You are Guybrush Threepwood, though. You control Guybrush, right? Yeah, obviously you can't openly move him around and whatnot, but you are still technically controlling Guybrush Threepwood. But you constantly talk to other, and by the way, the characters in this game are phenomenal. Like, all the NPCs are absolutely 100% amazing. Like, just so great at character design. And like I said, can't talk about NPCs without making sure that you mention point and click adventure games, especially the ones like Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis, whether it's Maniac Mansion or Full Throttle. I could go down a whole list, and you have to interact with NPCs in point and click adventure games or you'll never beat it. So I really love that we have to focus on the importance of NPCs in point and click adventure games. So very good example, in my opinion. And then one, probably, when you think of NPCs, you think of merchants, right? You think of towns and areas where you buy items. I could talk about the new Harry Potter game where there's tons of NPCs and people you have to interact with. But when I first played Diablo, the original Diablo, the whole game is about go to the town, talk to the smith, talk to the person that sells clothing, walk up to all the different people in the town that shape your character and help your character grow and become stronger. It's super important to mention how important a game like Diablo's NPCs are, and it will single-handedly, honestly, influence lots of games going forward. I take Destiny as an example, right? When Destiny first came out, I actually said Destiny is an open world / Diablo type game because Destiny has the area you go to where you have all these people and vendors and people to talk to. Witcher does the same, Breath of the Wild, all these other games. But Diablo is one of the first games I ever played online, especially, where you had real players you'd meet, but you'd also have NPCs as well. Good morning. Who's this? First time chatter. Welcome to the Cafe BTW, Faster. Really appreciate it. Welcome. Good morning. Fana says, Diablo. Hey, Retro Game Brews. Good to see you, man. So when we're talking about NPCs, Diablo is so crucial to the use of NPCs. And you're seeing it right here. And I remember when I first played Diablo, it really made me feel like, oh my God, I got to go back to the town. I got to go to the smith and get some better gear. I got to sell my gear. I need some more money. So you're really starting to think, and this is in the early days, of gaming for me, where I'm like, wow, these characters are so crucial to the growth of my gameplay. So I really love talking about Diablo as being one of the pioneers in how NPCs are important to crafting and making your player more powerful before you go back to dungeon crawl. Retro Game Brew says, I do a decent Deckard Cain impression. I bet you do, man. You got a cool voice. But yeah, as you can see, you know, I feel like a lot of this town section Diablo has been influenced in so many other iterations of games. But as far as my gaming history personally, this is the first time I really thought about, oh my God, I got to go to the Smith. I got to go here. I got to go there. I got to do this. So again, another example of how crucial NPCs are. Now, here's a perfect example of an NPC in the original Legend of Zelda. We all know the famous, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. But here we are with an NPC in the original Legend of Zelda on the NES. There he is. Look, he's an NPC, just like any other NPC. And he says, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. So this is just like one of the most iconic examples of an existing NPC that gives you a sword to start your journey. Manny says Skyrim has some of my favorite NPCs. We'll get into that. I kind of wanted to do like more of it's kind of like this is a personal journey of games that really stood out. Now, this is a really cool video I found. It says 50 variations of NPCs in Grand Theft Auto 3. So let's watch this. Because Grand Theft Auto 3, if you're going to talk about NPCs are all over this damn game. And it's really funny. So you can see here with Shop Girl, Shopping Woman, Colombian Cartel, Old Sailor, Scottish Hobo, Rich Lady, Yardies, Pimp. The pimps were always recognizable. Male nurse, ginger guy, construction worker, British man, cop, a beige jacket guy, old hungry lady, Italian wise guy, FBI, student, stripper, Southside, sports fan, Brad, that guy's name is Brad, secretary, the names are great, SWAT, nurse, auntie, Portland, Yakuza, Irish hobo, hood girl, steward, creepy old man, triads, street criminal, businessman, young thug, factory worker, working man, I missed that, old lady, and hipster army. So that's just like a good example of like all these like crazy NPCs in games, you know. I really love Grand Theft Auto and its use of that. And then this is an interesting video as well. Let's listen to some of these where this guy did a video catching really interesting conversations that NPCs were doing in Grand Theft Auto 4.
Bye. All right, so we take senior citizens, really fucking poor ones, and put them through law school. I don't need you to tell me it's a good idea.
So this is an example of actual NPCs living, breathing in their own worlds.
Yeah, I know it is. Make it happen. Later.
I'm gonna eat your fingers.
Oh, just on my way to a man's house. I'm gonna surprise him because I need some sex, okay?
Forgot to tell you, I'm banging one of the dancers for the Panic.
So much attention to detail, man.
Well,
In
no,
Grand Theft Auto
she
games.
was a dancer
From
for
the little
back in the
conversations.
80s.
Like, this guy lives and breathes in Grand Theft Auto 4, right? He's this existing character that's having his own life. Just like Fall Guy and stuff like that. You know, definitely, you know?
No, they don't have an old timer's day.
Look at this guy. He's
You know
talking.
what a BBW is? Me. A big, beautiful woman.
I need some sex.
Son, I
Okay.
didn't pay for 6 years at UCLS so you can sit around in your underwear and play Exorbio all day.
Look at these guys. This is hilarious. Let's listen to more.
Talented, and she eats a mean pussy. So what? We look after our own. Scissor Sisters locked together. You should put that on a t-shirt.
Oh, that's depressing.
This is great. This is incredible, by the way. Just
That's
unbelievable.
why God made booze.
He's
Whatever, man.
Rockstar blows my mind. That's why whatever happens with Grand Theft Auto 6, I want to see what is the evolution of NPCs in Grand Theft Auto 6. They have always paid attention to the finest little details. We can get into Skyrim. we'll get into Oblivion, which is actually going to be my reference for Elder Scroll games. But there's nothing like a Rockstar NPC to rock our world.
A real man.
Let's watch a
drowns in
couple
sorrow
more.
and-
Me sick. You disgust me.
No, I asked you if that was Brad. No, sir. My name is not Brad either. Well, I must say, I don't know either, sir.
I think it's fascinating that they're, talking on their cell phones and stuff. Like, isn't that cool? Like, it's just so interesting. And they're smoking cigarettes and stuff like that, drinking.
Any secrets out of me?
I will slap you into next week. I'm not
Why
descending
is
to
nobody
your level.
commenting on
I'm
that
the
cat
boss.
photo?
Have the dream.
No, I don't have
Live
a penis,
it.
nor do I want to.
That's a great point, Daniel. And Daniel says this may go away once AI gets better and they just auto-generate NPC stories. Absolutely. Also auto-generate audio. I really am curious to see where NPCs, AI NPCs play into effect. Like, it'd be interesting if they could like do a program that just generates random NPCs and gives them storylines and also dialogue, like just like this. But you got to remember, this is before AI, and Rockstar is literally doing voice actors,
Is that your friends all laughing in the back? Oh, fool, I am
which I find to be really
Nah,
more
man, I don't
impressive.
watch Famous Shame. That Laszlo guy, he's a has-been. Dude, my dad dropped acid with him in the 80s. I know what I'm talking.
My dad dropped acid with him in the 80s. Okay, so one of the most, and I know you mentioned Skyrim, Manny, but we're not going to go too much into Skyrim because I want to talk about Oblivion, one of my favorite games ever. But the NPCs in this were just hilarious. So I found this video, shout out to That's Cool Dude, who did a video called Oblivion Being Oblivion for 11 minutes straight. So there's nothing more comical and loving and beloved than an Oblivion NPC. Like, I remember in Oblivion, I would break into someone's house and like they would catch me and go like, "Oh, hello, welcome to my home." I'm like, I just broke into your house and now I'm going to murder you. Like, there's just this like funny nuances to these Oblivion characters. So let's listen to a few Oblivion characters here.
And strangle you with them.
Great shall be their reward in paradise.
Praise be. Looks like you are in some trouble.
Like, he just murdered the other soldier and then he turns to this soldier and he goes, "It looks like you are in some trouble. Since we are friends, don't worry."
Since we're friends, don't worry. I'll look the other way and take care of that fine for you. Stop! You violated the law.
So this is so funny. He just murdered the other soldier. Then he goes, "You're my friend." And then it resets and he says, "Stop! You killed somebody."
Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your
Our party is a trap. Someone wants us all dead, and now they have their chance.
one of us is a killer, but who? I just don't know who to trust anymore. Oh!
Prepare to meet your doom.
Aethra are the embodiment of change and permanency. I'm no different, except in the ways that I am. I can eat for a day with a single coin.
I love this game so much.
I understand the fight.
Like, to Manny's point, Skyrim isn't this bad, but Oblivion was so great at just so many funny moments like this.
Guild is hiring new members. Not bad work for some folks.
Want to hear a Khajiit joke? Why do Khajiit lick their butts? To get the taste of Khajiit cooking out of their mouths.
I sure don't like him. No, I don't, you fuzzy little sweetie pie. So, you're going to get Zadillion up and running. Here's a little book.
Okay, I can't go down a rabbit hole with this. Or maybe one more.
Ariel, ye Tamriel, Delavoy, and Arpin Arantanabai.
Oh my god.
Rajdar, a hint? Who do you have to kill?
God, I need to replay Oblivion. I love this game so much. It is one of my favorite. It's in the, like my top 5 games of all time, by the way. And not only that, a lot of the NPCs and their interactions like this mean everything to me. Like, this really makes the game fun. As bad as they are at times, you know. But then, of course, there's Fallout games, and this is these are NPCs in Fallout games, obviously. But Bethesda does a pretty good job, but there's also a lot of bugs in these games as well. But, you can't talk about NPCs in video games without mentioning how Fallout definitely integrates the use of them. I love Fallout New Vegas. It's one of my favorite games. And just like Oblivion, a lot of these NPCs are very interesting, have really interesting characteristics. It's really interesting. Like, how would you compare the NPCs in Grand Theft Auto games versus Elder Scrolls versus, other games like that? It's like interesting to see how each developer utilizes NPCs and tries to make them as real as possible. Retro Brick Gamer says, I always loved the old PC games with FMV characters that would react to things and then return to their generic expressions like, oh my God, you shot him. Return to smiling. That's a good point. I guess FMV games like, let's see, Mad Dog McCree, they're technically NPCs. They're there. Here you go. Oh, this looks like
you better set your sights. I'll see you back in town.
Dragon Age is pretty good. Let's see if we can pull up some Dragon Age. That's the thing, is I've been looking up a lot of
Mistress Nightingale.
Here we go.
What a pleasure to see you again.
Here's an NPC from Dragon Age.
Radiant.
Marquis, it's been far too long.
Handsome when you smile?
He is just as handsome when he doesn't.
I never really played the Dragon Age games, but I heard they're really cool. Here's the NPCs, like Manny said.
It's just somebody's pet.
An elf savage? Oh, maker forbid.
This is Gaspard's idea of a joke.
Don't be an idiot.
I missed 3 days of work because of this game. And then we can't, we have to mention Mass Effect as well. Mass Effect had tons of NPCs in their games as well.
But why? What do they want?
How should I know? It's not like Keepers offer an explanation for what they're doing.
It's only a matter of time now that your species is...
It's so crucial to games to make sure that there's NPC life all over.
Don't expect us to believe it too.
So that's Mass Effect. Last thing I want to show you is a really cool video I found. So this awesome creator named Defend the House, did a video about 4 years ago following one NPC for 2 days in Red Dead Redemption 2, for a whole day in Red Dead Redemption 2. This is fascinating, honestly. So let's take a look at who he's following. I'll show you in a second. Here he is. Person 1. So this is an NPC in Red Dead Redemption, and what he did is he followed this one particular NPC for a whole day. By the way, the NPC work in Red Dead Redemption is phenomenal, and again, throwing back to Rockstar and how really awesome. But as you can see, this guy is living a life within the game. Outside of everything else that you're doing, this guy does stuff every day, and I think it's fascinating. He's carrying bags of feed. I think there's a point where he's at a bar. He's just walking around. This is nighttime. He goes into a bar. Like, he lives a life, and it's really fascinating because this is before AI. It's like, how are they programming this stuff? Like, how do they tell the game that this guy, look, he's in his room. He's really just having a moment. So he works in the sheep yards, likely from out of town, keeps to himself and doesn't work too hard. So that's the guy, and then here's another guy off to work after getting drunk at the bar. They're following him. Like, this is fascinating. I want to do this one day where you follow one particular NPC for the whole time of a day. And this guy's literally working. It's freaking fascinating. It really goes to show you sneaking a drink in the back of the house, drinking at the bar. It's just so fascinating. I love this video. And look, at the end of the night, he just gets drunk and calls it a day at 4:45 in the morning. So fascinating. Here's another person. We'll show one more. This person, obviously cutting wood in the morning. Still cutting wood. Then he's going to walk into town. Yeah, it's really interesting, right, Ryan? I mean, I find it fascinating to... And, I've been meaning to buy Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC again and play it. But it's almost like I'd love to, like... A lot of these modern games, the NPCs are just so involved. But look at this guy living his life, just doing his thing, living a life, outside of everything you're doing within the game. Manny says, imagine loading up a game and every character has a life and a purpose. Absolutely insane. But I mean, that's technically what Red Dead Redemption 2 is doing. Every NPC you're seeing has some sort of life going on here. But I think the more involved these open world games get, the more these lives of NPCs are going to get even more in depth and quite fascinating. So if we're talking about NPCs, there's one other part of this whole world is in 2016, we all know this meme, right? This is a very popular meme today, but it was not always around. So here's a little history on this thing. In 2016, the NPC meme was created on 4chan, depicting individuals who behave like non-playable characters in video games, repeating buzzwords, hack into arguments. The character design of an NPC meme is based on the Wojak meme, which expresses feelings of melancholy or regret. During the 2018 midterm elections, the NPC meme gained significant attention and was featured in media coverage, animated videos, and social media accounts. A subreddit for the White Ring political NPCs memes was also created in 2022, and a variation of NPCs called I Support the Current Thing became a very popular political right, mocking perceived conformism, and basically it also mentions how Elon Musk tweeted a version of the meme in March of 2022. So it's interesting how a simple idea in a video game has now become kind of like a cultural meme, something that maybe someone doesn't play video games uses this meme. And it's if we're going to talk about NPCs, we also want to talk about how, we live in this day and age where social media is so effed up. Like, it's so effed up. Cancel culture and people going at each other, ganging up on people, doing things. Obviously, there's people that definitely deserve the things coming to them. But we just live in this really uncomfortable world now where social media is just taking over our lives, depicting how we feel about things more than ever. And it's kind of interesting that a simple theme from a video game has now become a meme, And I don't know if that's good, bad, whatever. Doesn't make me happy. There's so much about the internet and social media I hate. That's why I go on to the social media. That's why all my socials are retro gaming related, nostalgia related, things that bring happiness to people. I rarely post sad things. I might post about my dad and sharing his story because there's sad things out there, like my dad passing away for cancer. But I use social media to bring him back so that I could bring him to the world in a positive light, right? I try to be as positive as possible. I hope that reflects in my experience with others on social media. But that my only goal is to just share and make people remember things and be happy. That is, you post about the Jets. I do post about the Jets. Yes, I love the Jets too. Thank you, Retro Gamers. I love sports. Yes, I love sports. But there's nothing like posting about the Jets to really get your day going, right? But yeah, anyway, mentioned earlier, obviously what was really cool is that there was a movie really that focused exactly on the concepts of what is it like for an NPC to have an everyday life, but what happens if that NPC, realizes what's happening and becomes sentient to its own existence. And that's really what Free Guy's about, and I really love this movie. I thought it was a little bit over the top, but it's fun. Another book I read, it's called NPCs, Spells, Swords, and Stealth. It's a very similar take on a Free Guy style story, but I'll read you a little bit about what I recommend this book, by the way. What happens when the haggling is done and the shops are closed, when the quests have been given and and the adventurers are off to a next encounter. They keep the world running. So the NPCs keep the world running, the food cooked, the horses kept. Yet, what do we know of these NPCs? And this is kind of like a similar free. This is before Free Guy, by the way. This is 2014. This book came out. But if you're looking for something more in the lines of Free Guy, but a book, check out NPCs, Spells, Swords, and Stealth. Let's quickly look at some other NPCs we didn't really talk about. You got Claptrap from Borderlands. You got Marcus from Borderlands. Scooter from Borderlands. I didn't really talk about. We already talked about Cortana. Oh, I love Benicio del Toro in actual what was that game? Was it Death Stranding? I thought there was a list of 50. Where did they go? Oh, next. Okay, they didn't lay them out in one. This is a weird article. Who is this? All right, well, screw this. Let's go to the humans out there. So a couple days ago, I put, if you were an NPC, non-playable character in a video game, what type of NPC would you choose? So me, the hot dog vendor in Grand Theft Auto, and then someone commented really funnily, hey man, I know you just murdered the entire, police department, but hey, you're paying me $1,000 for some hot dogs, right? So I won't judge you. Have a nice day. Oh my God, Nino Pokebros is rating me with 71 people. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. Okay, hello everyone. Holy crap, dude. Nino Pico, oh my God, dude. Thanks so much. No one ever raids me. Nino Pico, Pokebros, man, you are the best. Thank you, man. Oh my God. Just so everyone knows, we're kind of at the back end. My name's Andy, aka Love Retro BTW across socials. I do a podcast here every Saturday. That's a retrospective look back on nostalgia, video games. Really shout out to Nino Pokebros, man. Thank you so much, guys. We're kind of at the tail end of the show today, but we are talking about the kind of history and involvement of NPCs in video games. So welcome, and holy crap, this is really cool. Again, just remember, we are talking. Oh my God, Genzo gifting 10 subs.
I don't know. Keep your eye open.
To Retro Gamers, Biff Buffington, Danny, Lost, Will, Lost in the 89, Mystery Repair, Reliving Retro. Oh my God. Thank you so much, everyone.
There's someone here.
Oh my God. I am just like, I don't know what to do now. Like, we're at the tail end. Holy crap. All right. Dude, thanks, Genzo. That's really cool of you. And thanks, Nino Pokebros. And welcome, everyone. If you like podcasts, you like nostalgia, you can check out our stuff.
Keep your eye open.
Oh my God. Logan. Okay. Damn it. So let's go back to my, I don't know. I can't even. Genzo, how do I pause the audio on the subscribe thing you just did, man? Thank you.
Logan.
Holy crap. Damn it. That was crazy. No one ever raids me. I'm like Mr. No one ever gets raided guy because I'm on so early. I can't stop the sound. Great. Great.
Logan.
Thank you, Genzo. But I love you, man. Thank you so much. And thanks, everyone. Remember, if you like podcasts, you want to come and watch a show about retro gaming retrospectives, here you are.
Where? I don't know.
All right. You know what?
Open.
Since I got all these people, let's play a game.
Damn it.
Let's play some Muffins on Stream.
There's someone here.
Where?
I don't know. Keep your eye open.
Logan.
We pretty much covered the whole NBC episode, but all right, everyone, we're going to play an interactive engagement game. Let's do this. Muffins on Stream, which is a game that we developed and created. All you have to do is put exclamation point join in chat, everyone. Everyone that's in chat, do exclamation point join in chat to join the game.
There's someone here.
All you have to do is exclamation point join in chat, everyone.
Keep your eye open.
Everyone that's in the chat that is joined from a raid, go ahead and put ! join in chat. We are going to be doing a couple of rounds of Muffins on stream. Basically, this is a Twitch engagement game, a last man standing sort of thing. And basically, we'll see who the last man standing is. And you're all cupcakes now. Molly's going to jump on you, but here's the cool thing. The cool thing is there are interactive commands. So while you're trying to avoid getting killed, you can do ! jump, you do ! zoom, and zoom looks like this, so you try to like get away. You do ! cover, put a little cover on. You could do a shield. You could only use jump before, but let me put some music on here so we can get some sound. All right. Hell yeah. Remember, everyone, before we start, ! join in chat. ! join in chat. Let's play some Muffins on stream and see who the last man standing is. Again, we did a full episode on NPCs and the history of NPCs, so if you're on the VOD, go forward and check it out. Anyone else want to join Muffins on stream? If not, let's do this. Actually, let me lower the music a little bit, and we'll get started. All right, here we go. Again, before we start, ! join in chat. If not, let's get Molly jumping on you guys. Here we go. Let's see who the last muffin standing will be. This is just the first level. We have 2 other levels, so we'll do accumulated points and see who wins. Now remember, you could do your commands like jump, zoom, cover. I think everyone has 5 lives. Everyone has 5 lives. I gave everyone a lot of lives. I probably should have lowered it, but... Ooh, Phantom Punch out. Sorry, Phantom Punch. We got a couple dead here. I'm going to lower the lives on the next level, by the way. And we're going to do 3 levels, and I'm going to give out a game for the winner. So the winner of our 3 levels that we play... Oh! Nightbot's out. Bo-Katal's out. Why is Nightbot playing, damn it? Cool is out. Nino's out. We got 2 left. It's down to SGT Nips and Manny Arcade. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the last one? Ooh, this is close. Oh, Manny. Ow! All right, SG Nips is the next. All right, we are going to the new round. Next round, everyone. Get ready to join. We're going to the second level. It's accumulated points. ! join in chat, everyone. ! join in chat. This is Donut. And by the way, everyone, we're going to be doing accumulated points. So there's 2 more levels here. This is our level against Donut. Let me actually lower the lives so that it goes a little quicker. Keep joining, everyone. Keep joining. We'll do 3 lives. Keep joining. We're going to have... So... SG Nips, all you have to do is avoid getting killed. That's all you got to try to do. It's a last man standing giveaway. We're going to be giving a game out to the winner. So everyone that's in chat that was just here before, we're accumulating points. We have 1 more level after this. So do ! join in chat. If you were in the last round, the game is called Muffins on Stream. Cooling Puddle. It's a game that I developed personally with my video game company. We actually made this game. We developed it. It's an interaction engagement game based on a side-scrolling platformer we wanted to make. I can show you guys some lore. It takes place in the world of Flowerden. And here's some of the characters. We have Molly, Marvin, Bearclaw. So it's a game we wanted to make as a side-scroller, but instead, as I'm trying to get funding for it, we turned it into an engagement game for now. Yes, we do, Retro Game Brews. Absolutely. For giveaways, we have to. All right, let's get the show on the road. Good luck, everyone. Same things apply. ! jump, zoom, cover, wall. Do not let the donut kill you. Here we go. Let's do this. Round 2. We got 1 more round after this. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone. Who's he gonna kill? Oh! Oh, I see people using the shields. Good job, good job. Oh, we're getting eliminated. We're going quick here. We're going quick here. We're going quick here. We're down to Bo-Katan and Phantom Cat Punch. And the winner is... Bo-Katan. So you all can see total points right now. We got SGT Nips at 163 points. Manny Arcade in second. And Bo-Katan. So the last round, everyone, to see who we will give away a game to. Let's see who it is. We're going to go to our last level. So everyone... do exclamation point join in chat because we're going to be going up against the Bear Claw King. He's a floating bear claw pastry. So everyone join in chat, exclamation point join. This is our last round. Whoever has the most total points will be awarded a game. So exclamation point join in chat. If you were here before, exclamation point join in chat. SGT Nip says, yummy, you're winning, my friend. All right, everyone. Is everyone in? Exclamation point join in chat if you were here before. And by the way, all the music, all the sound design, everything is originally developed by us. I think everyone's in. All right, you guys ready? Final round. Good luck. You're going to need it. I'll give you guys, we'll do 5 lives on this one. We'll do 5 lives. Here we go. All right, good luck, everyone. Good luck. Good luck. Ooh. We're going quick. We got our first. We got a few people out already. Oh! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! We got people left. We got a lot of people left. A lot of people left. Ooh! We're getting people down. Oh, we're getting close. Getting close. Oh! Oh! I see we got a few people left. Good luck, everyone. But remember, we're going to be awarding the one with the total points. So we'll see who has the most total points at the end of this. Just like Mario Kart. Oh, Nips is there. It might be Nips wins this whole thing. All right, everyone, let's see total points. Who is the winner of the game today? SGT Nips from the Nino Poke Bros. Congratulations, sir or lady, whoever you are, whatever you are. I'm going to send you a code. I'll whisper. Oh, wait, damn it. Hey, Nips, can you figure out a way to DM me? Because I see I can't whisper you. I'd like to send you a game code if that's possible. Thanks, everyone. I hope you really liked it. You could check it out. Here, let me show you guys a little bit about this game. And Nips, I couldn't whisper you. If you could DM me on my socials below, there's Instagram or Twitter. Feel free to DM me and I'll send you a code. I just couldn't whisper you, I noticed. But let me show you guys. So this is my company. It's called Battery Cake, and we're working to make a side-scrolling adventure. So let me show you guys the cinematic trailer for our game. Well, no, wait. I think this. Let me find the trailer. Hold on. Well, we're on Steam, so the game is available on Steam. It's only $3.99. If you're a streamer, you could play it. Oh, cool. So, Nips, after the show goes off, which soon, I'm going to send you a code. Okay? Don't undo your whisper yet. So here's the cinematic trailer, everyone. Let's watch it together. So we wanted to make this a side-scrolling game, but we didn't have the money, but we did this. So here's a little intro to the game.
Legends are often told about unlikely places, where heroes often rise from unlikely cases. In the bustling baking capital of the world, Flowerden, Molly the Muffin Maker finds herself in a predicament that will change her life forever. But when evil emerges from her tragic mistake, will Molly learn the skills it takes to fight back the darkness?
So this is our game, Muffins on Stream.
Welcome to Muffin Tour Legacy, Muffins on Stream.
And this is all original animation. And let me throw, if you know any, the game is very.
Legends are often told about unlikely places where heroes.
The game is very inexpensive. I put it in chat. If you guys would like to support us, every dollar that we get from raising money for Muffins on Stream will allow us to make our side-scrolling platformer. You could also check out our socials. Our company is called Battery Cake. We're on Twitter. Any help, any support means the world to me. So thanks everyone for playing it. It really means a lot. Nips, let me send you a code real quick before I forget. I'm going to send this right now. And thanks everyone who played that with me. That was really awesome. It really means the world to me. I'm sending you a code for a game. Let's see what game we're going to give you. A game on Steam, my friends. So let me give you the code right now so I don't forget. Here you go, sir. Here you go, Nips. Congratulations. I sent you the code in Whisper. And everyone knows me. If you've never seen me before, my name is Andy, aka Love Retro BTW on Twitter. I do a lot of retro gaming content. Every Saturday morning we do this podcast at 8 a.m., 11 Eastern. It's basically, if you like retro content, nostalgia, that's all the stuff I do. The Nino Pookie Bros are awesome. They're so great. I really appreciate you guys rating. Today's episode was about NPCs and kind of like the history and whatever, but the raid kind of like threw me off, so I thought it was a good time to play. So if you're interested in the stuff I do, please follow, hang out with us on the next Saturday. Oh, 16-Bit says, yes, I do have a great TikTok as well. Thank you. But all my socials are below. Also, I run the retro gaming Twitter group. We have over 2,000 members now. Oh my God. Thanks, Phantom Punch, for the bits. We have over 2,000 members. If you'd like to join the retro gaming group, it's at the pinned tweet on my Twitter. Other than that, I don't know what to say, but I think since we have all these wonderful people, we should probably raid someone with all of you guys, because I have this guy. Okay, this guy, actually, a good friend of mine is Bricks O'Brien. He's a Lego streamer. Let's give him some love as we say goodbye today on the podcast. I'm going to raid this guy because he's one of my favorite people in the world. Bricks O'Brien is one of my favorite people, so let's give him some love as we raid him. Oh, crap. I have to get his thing again. Hold on. And remember, if you didn't catch the live, we do have all the podcasts available on YouTube. Genzo, if you want to share our YouTube in chat. Sorry, I'm a little disjointed today because this whole raid like threw me off because no one ever raids me, so it's really funny. All right, let's raid our good friend Bricks O'Brien. Remember, my name's Andy. All socials are below. I'll be here next Saturday. We might have a guest. And don't forget, we only get one shot at this, so you might as well be nice to people. I'm Andy. This was Cafe BTW, a morning gaming podcast. Until next time, I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.
With a party of 29. The cafe, by the way, shut its doors on the 29 patrons, and then the Brick City Club and Lounge was open, and everybody just like shuffled next door, right over to here, over to this corner of the internet. Hello, Andy. This is Love Retro, by the way. He does a retro gaming podcast every Saturday. I didn't get a chance to tune in because I was way too tired, and I just started streaming today. But Andy also does wonderful work with Stand Up to Cancer. Worked closely with him last year for the Stand Up to Cancer charity event. We'll be doing so as well this year. Thank you very much for the raid, Andy. Hopefully your show went well. Go do your stuff because I know you got a busy life and things to do. Bokathau and who else was here? 16-Bitten, hello. Probably lots of lurkers looming and tuning into the show there. It was great. Have a good stream. Yes, you as well. You as well. If anyone in the chat wants to tell me what y'all were talking about, let me know. But yeah, otherwise, I'm going to be building some Lego today. This is my Cuddles the Penguin from my children's book, Pro Gamer's Guide to Healthy Habits. They're also all looming up here. I'll be building some Lego, going over some Lego news. I also got some Disney minifigures. These are Disney minifigures here. These are pretty snazzy. These are pretty cool. Look at the focus on this is so cool. Yeah, I got a bunch of those. So I'll be showing those off. If you want to